Hey guys. So this guy was running for office, Sean Moulton, I believe his name, and evidently he wasn't getting the polling numbers he thought he'd get, or he thought he should be getting, so he dropped out. Um, Trump comes out making jokes about him and all this kind of stuff, and people were coming out there saying this guy was a Harvard graduate, joined the Marine Corps. He got the Bronze Star, I think, with Valor, all the highly decorated. And Trump's talking shit about him. And I just got to thinking about how things I've heard about rich people and the military. You see, I'm working class. I ain't nobody. I ain't nobody in that world. Okay, understand me. I'm just a working class man. Like I said, I've read a couple of books, Post American World. I ain't nobody, man. I've got some other stuff around here too. But I've heard about how rich people feel about the military. We all know about the gentleman, I want to say, was it not McNamara? I forgot his name. That said that to him, military men were like the dumb animals. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He was up there during JFK. During the Vietnam War, I forgot his name. He was in the White House. But they just like they did experiments on black people via a la the Tuskegee experiments. They've done experiments on soldiers too. Oh yeah. When they were doing an MK Ultra program, there was a doctor that they put LSD in his food. He went nuts. Took him to a hotel in New York. He jumped out of the third story window. And they told his children he committed suicide. That man was drugged. Okay? That man was out of his mind. When you take drugs like that, especially when you have no experience, no tolerance to those type of drugs, when you do even a small amount can make you go crazy. I don't know how much they gave him. Doesn't matter. And they kept this secret from his family for years, many years. So this guy made to be trusted. But as a working class person, people, when I say stuff, people, all they think that I hate the military. No, I don't. I'm acknowledging that you guys are just like me, man. See, this thing about it. I don't hate anybody that's joining the military because they have no other way out. I don't hate nobody that sees the military as a way to get a trade or to get a degree. I don't. And anybody that's trying to make it out like that is a goddamn fool. My grandfather was in the Army, drafted. My dad was in the Marine Corps. My uncle was in the Marine Corps. One of my cousins was in the Navy. Another cousin was in Force Recon. I do not hate the military. I do not hate people who feel like that's their only way out is to join the military. Let's get that straight. And I don't want to spend too much time trying to defend it, because one thing I learned with Kaepernick is these people, I think it makes them feel better. I think that when these points about social justice and racism are revealed and exposed to the world, when that light is shined on it, I think that's kind of the common defense is, well, if you're against racism, you know what I mean, you must be against the military and the police. I think that's interesting. You know what I mean? When we know with Kaepernick, it was a military veteran. He was sitting down as a military veteran and told him to kneel. Someone told him to do that. So a military veteran told me to kneel, and so now you're telling me I hate the military. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't. I'm done trying to reason. Like this white girl, the ally, made a really good point to me that even when they were wearing the shirts when LeBron James did a little talk and everything, there were a lot of white folks that hated that. So listen, when you're bold and you're black, you're going to be hated, pure and simple, because of the way in which they've built the society. They can't have any strong black, really don't like strong black men, period. But as long as you're playing the game, you're empty-headed and you're some moron, you can beat your wife once in a while. Hey, you can even do drugs, no big deal. But if you kneel and protest white supremacy, we're going to can your ass. We're going to blackball you right out the NFL. And that's really what the lesson of the Kaepernick thing was to me. There's a guy in the NFL playing now that was facing double murder charge. Plaxico Burress shot himself in the knee in a nightclub, on the same knee that Kaepernick kneeled on. He's playing. I'll give you a bunch of stories of niggas that have done really stupid shit who got the jersey back. Who are back on the field today. But kneeling, simply kneeling. And I think it also shows you where the fascism, how far it's gone, that back in 2008, it wasn't even a league rule that you even had to be on the field. That's how you know. See, the more they cling, the further they fall. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that all this stuff is really signs of things. And that them clinging to things, that's because they have to. They're losing. They're losing in every way, man. In every way possible. So, I just, for me, I think it's interesting, man, that is, I mean, I've heard stories of Trump attacking Navy SEALs and things like that. And it just gets you that his supporters, they back him, but I think they fell in love with the Kohler personality, but it isn't even real. They want this tough guy, man of my word, all these pussy liberals, I'm stepping on them, and we the big guys, we're winning, but that's not happening. All these people that work for him are now coming out against him. Sessions, Mattis, Tillerson, these are fascists. These are guys that he should have been able to use to forward white supremacy. But he didn't even fire Sessions. He went on Twitter and fired him. I mean, that should blow that John Wayne shit right out the window. The fact that you can... I don't like Sessions. I don't give a fuck about him. But I'm just simply making the point that I think they've fell in love with the idea of Trump over the reality. And he only had one term so far, and he's still, you know what I mean? Most people don't support him when he goes. Then he goes out for things that don't even make sense. He takes money from FEMA to go to ICE right before major hurricane strike. He alters the weather map. He tries to move the embassy to Jerusalem. A lot of Americans didn't want that. That's a training bill. Most Americans, for the trainees in the military, most Americans didn't want that. He did the ban on the Muslims. Most Americans didn't like that. I mean, he puts forward, he does things that aren't even really conservative in nature, if you will. Like, there's certain things socialists want to do if they took over the country. There's certain things conservatives want to do if they take over the country. Trump's not really doing that. Trump's just really like whatever the corporations. If someone asked me how to sum up his economy real quick, that'd be it. Give the corporation whatever they want, run over the small guy, and we are willing to break the law to do those things. Openly, blatantly. We are willing, like the Indians that came down there were talking about we can't build in this land, we want to build, and Trump was like, go ahead. What are they gonna do? Make you put the oil back in the ground? That's what he said. Hey, they're looking at another guy's like, we're working on it. I thought about Hitler and Goebbels. Like, there's a movie called Downfall, and it's based on real life. That's probably one of the most realistic Nazi movies I've seen. And I've watched a lot of documentaries. That was very, very, very realistic. I need to buy it on YouTube, in fact. That was very realistic. Untergang, Downfall, whatever. In the movie, there's a part where I'm about to mix up Trump and Hitler. There's a part where the Hitler character brings in the generals. He's like, okay, we're having trouble here. And they're like, sir, we're in real big trouble. He's like, well, no. These guys will move here, and then they'll be able to consolidate, and they'll strike back. And they're like, sir, his army, the guy that was coming to help, took massive casualties. He wasn't able to go any further. They're stuck. And he's like, well, what about this? No, sir. They took massive casualties too. They can't move. That's, to me, You know, and like the generals are like, you know, like, and the Goebbels character, really, the Goebbels character really wasn't a major character in the movie due to the fact that that's based on reality because it's the end of the war. You can't do a lot of propaganda when bombs are dropping on Berlin. When Berlin becomes a frontline city, the war is generally lost. It is lost. He's just too stupid to give up. So, but his character, he kind of like, oh, well, we'll do this, that, and the other. And that didn't make any sense either. You know, trying to express optimism, but you're still, that doesn't change the fact, like Hitler, you're sending your men into danger unnecessarily. It's like with Trump, with the Indians, you're telling these men to do something that is patently illegal. And you're doing it in the Oval Office. That's a problem, man. I'm sorry to prolong this so long, but that's a real problem. When you have a president tell people, go ahead and break the law, go ahead and take people's land on the border, and I'll pardon you. That's a problem. But I also realize, once again, these are signs of a much larger problem. He's desperate. I've never seen a conservative so willing to break the law. Usually so willing to break the law. Okay. Normally conservatives like the ones that are like, well, if the blacks would just stop fighting with the police and do what the police say, they wouldn't be getting shot. That's conservatives to me. You know what I mean? They're like, well, you know, a black man gets shot. Why do he run? That's what a conservative says. Because they believe in the law. But when Trump openly flouts the law, openly does these things, I wonder what a conservative in their right mind thinks. Like, how far are they willing to? Because when you start breaking laws like this, multiple federal laws, how far does it go? You're so busy worried about them calling the camps concentration camps that you're not even concerned about the fact the person's breaking laws. So let me ask you a question. Where does it end? When do conservatives stand up? Where does it end? You know what I mean? What does Trump have to do that you say, well, this is too far? Because to me, he's crossing lines. Maybe not your line. He's crossing. Oh yeah, he's crossing norms, as they say it in college. Yeah, you're crossing norms there. You know what I mean? You fucking took out all these people that you had brought in with you. All these vacancies in the White House. Trump has weakened America in many ways. He's weakened America. Nobody can tell me there. He's weakened America. And not only weakened in a financial or physical way, he's weakened the confidence that the European allies once had. He's weakened the confidence that countries all over the world once had as far as America having legitimacy within the world system, within America actually being seen as a just system. I think America is being left behind. And I don't just mean it as in cold. I'm not just talking about Germany and France trying to get rid of their. I'm not talking about that just. I'm talking about just period. America's being left behind. And I said that would happen. And I go back to it. That if you people choose to just, okay, we only care about climate, cold, we don't care about climate change, even though you have all these signs and evidence to the contrary, the world will leave you behind. Oh yeah, the world will leave you behind. And that, no doubt about that one. So for conservatives, I just love to see the fact the people that support it the most getting hurt the worst. I love this. That's what makes me smile. When I hear these stories, the truckers I've met that were just really, really, really pro-Trump, Trump flags and all that, whether it be the truckers, whether it be the farmers that were real racist, people on the border that are real racist. We know a lot of racism down there. Oh yeah. All those groups are being hurt right now. I love it. I love to see that. Because like Al Sharpton put it. He put it very concisely, very succinctly, very concisely. Racism don't put food on the table. Racism, the real test for the Trump presidency is the economy. And let me say this too. even if Trump builds his wall, or he won't build it, if he starts building it, that's still no guarantee of preventing a recession. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all this money being spent. I'm just, to me, it's so surreal. You're looking at contaminated water in Newark. You're looking at contaminated water still in Flint, Michigan. You're dealing with all these issues, but yet you want to drop billions of dollars on the wall that you have not built yet, trying to illegally build. You're doing all this, but then at the same time, you call these cities rat infested and things like that. But yet you're the president. If you feel like that and want to do something about it, why don't you? I mean, I love it because the people in Baltimore, I hope they know they're being disrespected. This is disrespect. This is a man that's the president that's openly disrespecting U.S. citizens. I love to see it. I love to see it, and I hope they show up to the poll. I said all the time, don't get angry. Whoa, don't get angry. When he comes out and talks about Mexicans being rapists and Baltimore being rat infested, don't get mad. Vote. Get your ass up there. Get your ass up that day and go down there. That's why. Don't get mad. Don't get us nowhere. You know, you need to look at it as a white supremacist talking. Every time Trump's talking, you might well just visualize a Klan behind him at this point. I just love to see the fact that we came out about Reagan calling Africans monkeys. I love that. All these blacks that for so long defended Ronald Reagan, pretended about it wasn't racist and everything. Now it comes out, no, he was a racist. Pure and simple. I love it. We all told you. And you fools just, oh, no. I love it. Peace out.